Hey swimmers, Coach Erin here with Full Circle Coaching, and today we're talking about the importance of flexibility in swimming. And this is a component that's so overlooked because the ideal swim position is in your streamline, okay? So when you're in your streamline, you are fitting through the smallest hole in the water. But if you don't have the flexibility to have a streamline, and I'll show you the difference in a minute, then you won't be able to glide and slide through the water with the least amount of effort. So mobility and flexibility are so important, and we're gonna review in this video today all the places that you need to work on to stretch to improve your mobility. Your neck and shoulders, your chest and upper back, your hips, and then your ankles. So enjoy this video and definitely do your stretches pretty much every day until you're able to look in the mirror and see your perfect streamline. Go ahead and test it now to see where you need to work. So this is your streamline, right? So my middle fingers are lined up together, my biceps are touching behind my ears, and I'm in a perfectly straight line with my feet touching each other, right? So imagine if I was horizontal, I would slip right through the water. Now this is what it should look like from the side. Okay, notice I'm pulling my belly button in and I'm flattening my back out, okay? And then from the back. So a lot of people, because of their, sitting all day at work or in the car, their hip flexors are super tight. So this is what they look like as opposed to the streamline I just demonstrated a minute ago. And then a lot of times, because upper back and neck and shoulders are super tight, this is the streamline. So all the stretches we're gonna do today are gonna take you from this position to this position, which just helps you slide through the water easier. Here, right, it's lining up the back of your head, the middle of your back between your shoulder blades, and your tailbone, okay? Keep your knees bent though, because we want to have a neutral spine. Basically, what you're going to focus on in the foam roller long ways, pulling in your belly button so that your spine touches the foam roller. That's proper streamline posture, like we talked about here, right? So my whole spine would be touching the foam roller if it was behind me, okay? The shoulder blades touching, and then being able to hold that streamline. So your hands should honestly be able to touch the ground. Good, we're gonna go 10 and 2, a little wider. 9 and 3, you can touch your neighbor's chest. So now let your hands completely relax on the ground. I want you to think about your chest coming forward towards the sky and your shoulders going back, okay? Good, now you're gonna bend your elbows like a goalpost. Okay, your elbows are on the ground, if you can. Keep your elbows in one place and you're gonna reach forward, touch the ground, and reach back. Reach for your 12 o'clock. You should feel a lot looser. Oh yeah. Yes? Good job. So what happens is your pec minor, which is underneath and only gets stretched when your elbows are bent, when that gets stretched, it releases your pec major, which is this one, okay? That allows you to stretch longer. That's what we're working for, okay? So go ahead and take your foam roller, and I'm gonna have you sit on it. Okay, so you're gonna roll forward all the way from your tailbone to your neck, if you can, okay? Yes. So I highly recommend doing this every day, whether you're swimming or not. So from there, I want you to stop and put your butt on the floor and have the foam roller resting right about where your heart rate monitor strap would be. So I want you to lean back and try to look at the ground behind you. Now, if this is too hard, hold your head up and just take some deep belly breaths. Your butt's behind the ground. Yes, your butt's knee. It's not that, it's this. Okay, so we're working on your spine, right? It's not a crunch. We're not doing crunches here. So from this position, I'm just gonna have you roll forward to either side, and you're going to lift your hips off the ground and roll your lats. If it hurts, you're doing it right. You wanna roll up and down. You can roll forward and back. And when you find a really ouchy point, you wanna stay there and breathe. Where there's pain, that means there's an adhesion. Okay, so adhesions cause muscles to be tight, and then you go to swim and you have a shoulder pain and it's really something in your lat. We're gonna go a little higher, so the foam roller is gonna be closer to your neck. Anchor your butt, you're gonna inhale open. And again, can you get your head to touch the ground? Nice deep belly breath in, exhale, chin to chest, and curl up. Inhale open, exhale, curl up. 3 to 5 times, okay? Now on this one, I'm gonna challenge you a little more. while you're hanging upside down, I want you to straighten your arms. Can you touch the ground behind you over your head, right? 3 to 5 times, we're gonna scooch about an inch forward, and you're gonna do one more time closer to your neck, right? This one's the easiest one, usually. A lot less pressure, and then you can scooch all the way down and just rest your head on top of the foam roller, okay? You're gonna move your head side to side, like you're saying no, right? Say no, and then you're gonna go, yes, up and down, to the right side, all the way over to the left side. A lot of times people hold their heads really funny in the swim, in the water, and we're gonna try to avoid that, but this is a place to release it if your neck does get funky, especially if you're on your bike. So let's move on to our hips. So I want everybody to flip over on their belly, and the goal is you're gonna put your forehead on your right arm, you're gonna grab your left ankle and try to touch your heel to your butt. Okay, so be careful, watch this, you guys. When I say, when you did that and your knee went out, and I say knees together, I don't want you to move this leg over here, because that makes you not be in a straight line anymore. I want you to move the knee that's out closer to the straight leg, okay? So these is homework, these are minimums, okay? If you cannot touch your heel to your butt, you will never be able to kick properly in the water. Do not arch your back, pull your belly button in, squeeze your glutes, right? Now, if it's super duper tight, you're gonna work with resistance and then relaxation. So the resistance is, watch me real quick, you're gonna push your foot into your hand, contract, lift your knee off the floor, lift your knee up. Then you're gonna relax and pull your heel to your butt. So 5 times, and then let's switch legs. Good. So this is the more advanced version. It's called the couch stretch. So hands and knees, go ahead and mirror me right now. You're gonna inhale, arch, exhale, round. Inhale, arch, exhale, round. Just loosen up that spine a little bit. Okay, so now you're gonna take your right foot and put it between your hands, okay? So notice we were in that square position. You're gonna take this hip and you're gonna push it as far forward as you can go. Now, your hands, make sure your knee is not over your toes. Your knee is over your heel in the front, okay? So if you can't get there, this is your homework. You're just trying to get here, okay? You're not gonna move on until you're here, okay? So from here to here in a relaxed position. If you feel tight hamstrings, we have to stretch those. If you're okay, we're gonna stay. Now you're gonna stay here for about a minute. Nice deep belly breaths, lean right, lean left. And if you can, you're gonna reach back and grab your shin. Now if you can't, you would do this up a wall, right? So you would put your shin on a wall or on a couch, okay? So this is homework, right? And then the idea is to get your heel to touch your butt in this forward position. Okay? And what this allows you to do is to kick from your hip, because your hips are much stronger as far as creating propulsion, okay? So this is essential to become a better kicker. You've got to have this hip mobility, okay? So Michelle, you got some work to do. Okay, so you can go ahead and sit back on your ankle. If you can, don't hurt anything. If anything hurts, please stop. And then reach forward for your toes in the front. So these stretches are essential. The mobility for running and swimming are so similar. When you get better, more flexible for running or swimming, it applies to your run as well. All right, let's do one more stretch for the ankles. Sit on top of your ankle. So you're just gonna go work your way back as much as you can. Keep your weight on your hands if you need to, but otherwise we're trying to sit on top of our ankles. The idea is to have no space between your shin and your foot, and the mat. So the more advanced version, you're actually gonna lean back, and then the next progression is coming up a little bit more. It's just a little deeper stretch, okay? Never do this without cushion, okay? There's a lot of ligaments in your ankles you don't wanna be rubbing on, okay? So make sure it's cushioned underneath you. So if you're stretching a lot and you're not really moving, you don't feel yourself improving, or you can't tell that you're getting longer and more lengthened, it could be nutritional. You might need some extra water. Spring water, ideally, with a pinch of sea salt, can really help improve your electrolyte balance and help your tissues start to get hydrated and want to release. And then also using the foam roller actually to release the fascia, which is between the muscle and the skin, which can be preventing your muscle from stretching. So using the foam roller to warm up the tissue before you stretch. And you can do it on your quads, you can do it pretty much everywhere, and it can be a little painful if you are super dehydrated, but this really allows you the muscles to get more lengthened and stretch better. So you might need to do some foam rolling pre-stretches.
For more information, please contact info@Full Circle Coaching and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. See you in the water.